First thing, you'll draw your straight gown. Remember that you're going to put your points before drawing. After putting your points, then you link them up. After linking up, so we're making this straight gown a 3/4 gown, and let's put sleeves. Let's put the kind of sleeves that it's not a band though. Let's just say it has an opening here itself, and we're going to put bows here. And the canoe neck. So after that, we're going to put our structure. Like princess cut structure. Then we're going to put our measurements. Shoulder to shoulder, that's shoulder measurement, round boobs, round waist, round hip, round under hip. We're going to put the hand length. We're going to put front waist to back waist. We're going to put shoulder to hip, shoulder to under hip, shoulder to 3/4 length. We're going to put the nipple measurement. We're going to put under breast measurement. So these are basically the measurements we need. Now we'll finish putting the measurements, so we'll calculate it. 43 divided by 2, 43.5 divided by 2, 21.75 divided by 2, 10.875. 36 divided by 2, 18 divided by 2, 9. 47 divided by 2, 23.5 divided by 2, 11.75. 39 divided by 2, 19.5 divided by 2, 9.75. So you divide your measurements, and now we'll start the cutting. What should we start with first? Sleeves? Let's start with sleeves first. Okay, so now we've taken material. We're going to iron. Folding into 2. So at the end of the day, this material is 4. We've taken lining. We folded the lining into 2, ironed, folded this one into 2 again. So it's folded, practically folded into 4, like cross section. Now we're ironing. Take a ruler, please take it fast. Take a ruler, I'm going to cut out. Because if you notice, this sleeve is cut into 2. Okay. So all the measurements will start from here. So we're starting our measurements. We're going to do the arm space. That's sleeve space. So the sleeve space would be, our armhole is 10.8 minus 1.5. So it's 9.3. 9.375. That's our armhole. Therefore, we'll use the arm space of 5.5, normal arm space of 5.5. We're going to take here down to the armhole, which is 9.3. 9.3 from here. And then we're taking the sleeve. The sleeve length is 16, so we're going to make it 17. 17, half inch turning, half inch turning. Now, for you to have this effect of when you turn the sleeve a bit, the material will show before the lining. That's, you know how when you're turning the bottom of, when you look at a ready-made skirt, when you look at the bottom of a ready-made skirt, there's like an 1 inch before the lining starts. So that's the effect I want to give. Now, after making it 16, making it 17, we're now still going to add a 1 inch to here. You know, it's the lining. This is our pattern. The lining, we're going to use the lining to cut the main cloth. So we're still going to cut out this 1 inch out of it. But we're still going to cut out, it's still going to be the 16 inches length at the end of the day. We'll cut out some from the, what do they call it? From the lining. So we're adding 1 inch to this one now. Let me do this again. This is 16 originally. We made it 17, 18. 17, 18. Now this 18, we're going to triangle our hand out a bit so that it's not just fitted. So we'll draw here down, and here comes as if it's a triangle. Now we don't want it to come a little bit as if it's a triangle, so that the thing will not be too big. If you see here is first slim and then before getting big. So we'll do it a little bit straight before we'll now triangle our hand out just a bit. So this is the half inch for joining here too. And then we'll do here straight. You see that I left a little more space here. It was deliberate, so that we'll triangle our hand outside just a bit too. So let's just say we'll start triangling our hand out from after your half inch, after your quarter length. Your quarter length maybe is like 7.5, so we'll just give it 8.5, and afterwards you triangle your hand out just a bit. So this is just a bit triangled out, this is just a bit triangling out. I'm cross-checking my work before cutting. Now I'll put my S, which I'm taking here a little bit after, and 1 inch I'll start to slant. Here I'll go like 3 inches, then I'll start to slant, and then I'm going to make my S. So this is my armhole. My sleeves, I'm going to cut. But then let me even rule out what I'm also cutting out from here after using this to cut. This is my pattern. After I use it to cut the main material, I want to rule out what I'm going to cut out. So I'm going to cut out 2 inches after I finish using it to rule out my main arm hole. So now I've put one of the linings on the material, and I'm cutting. Now I've cut my 2 hands. I've cut one, I've cut another. After cutting the 2 hands, I'm going to put my lining back to the other 4. Arrange them properly, and then I'll cut out this. So at the end of the day, when it's like like this to now be like this. I'm going to show you how to do this. So in order for me to achieve this opening here, I'll have to mark a place where I want this cutting to stop. Remember that the person's someone's half quarter sleeve is usually about 7.5. Let's just say it's even 8.5. Let's just give it benefit of doubt. So it shouldn't start from after sleeve. It should start from after the sleeve. That's, you know, the opening. If at all, the opening should not open more than this quarter sleeve. It can even start opening from here. It can open just a little, but the highest it should open is the quarter sleeve, because you won't want it to be opened to here, showing, you know, it should show that slimness before it starts to get big. So I'm going to start the opening. I'm going to close it till maybe 10, so that the opening will start from this, but it shouldn't go upper than this, but upper than 8.5. So 10. This 10 here, I'm going to notch it. Put it on the other two. Mark 10 here. And notch. Then I'll sew it. Sew my half inch to 10. Sew my half inch to 10. Stop. Now I've joined them, the both of them, to here. So that's 10 inches. I'm going to open them and iron. Come here, open here. And iron. The same thing I'll do. Open my sewing here and iron. Turn over, open and iron. So I'll come here, put in front, kissing front. This is my back where the chalk is. So I'll do front, kissing front. I'm going to pin. If it doesn't match here, it's okay. It's not meant to match here. By the time I close it, you'll see that even if it doesn't match here, it's okay. So you pin there, but at least let it match at this middle part. Here, front, kissing front. I'll pin too. So I'll sew here half inch, half inch, half inch to turn my work. Stop. Now I'm sewing the hands. Start sewing the hand. I'll match this down, making sure that my cloth, my material is facing that way. So I'm done. I'm going to come here and make sure that it's the same length with this. And I'll iron. Make sure it's the same length with this. See? Now come here. Now iron. See why I said that you shouldn't mind that it's excess, because we're still going to trim it off. You see, if we're following this line, see that it's out. It's just excess. See? So we're going to trim it off now. We need it to be very well ironed. And now we're going to notch these edges just a bit. We're going to notch these edges just a bit. I'll tell you why we're notching these edges. Because this notch now is what we're using to turn it. So we'll turn it back to front kissing front, and we'll sew down to here. So we're going to sew and pass this joining with about 1 inch to 2 inches, so that it will not by mistakenly show inside. Karim, I'm videoing, please, I beg. Just go to parlor, go somewhere. Cut that thing. Okay. So I'm going to pass it with like 1 to 2 inches. That's for this. Remember that we notched here. This same notch is what I'm taking here. Front kissing front, and I'll sew. So it's happening. So I'll pass that notch just a bit, like with 1 or 2 inches in tack. I'll come here, do front kissing front again, just for the lining, and sew 1/2 inch down. Make sure it's equal. Down to meet where I stopped sewing. So let's go and look at our finished work. Okay, object, put it inside, put it inside. Let me open here to iron, just like what I did to the main cloth that I ironed here. Put here down and iron. So this is our sleeve. See how nice it is? Nice and neat. At the end of the day, we'll put our bows and open it a bit and put the bows here. So we'll put our bows here thin. Let's just say this is our bow. We'll come here, take our pin, hold and hold. Well, when we get there, you will understand more. Let's put it aside. Karim, fast, fast.